Welcome back to your ultimate hub for rare coins, currency facts, and everything numismatics. Today, we're diving into the story behind a truly iconic American coin, the 1974 Kennedy half-dollar. How much is it worth today? What makes it special? And could your old pocket change hold a hidden treasure? Let's find out. The Kennedy half-dollar was first minted in 1964, just months after the tragic assassination of President John F. Kennedy. This coin became not only a medium of exchange but a symbol of national remembrance. But what about the 1974 version? Is it just another half-dollar, or does it carry more value in the collector world? Let's start with the basics. The 1974 Kennedy half-dollar was minted in three major locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Here's a breakdown: no mint mark. Over 201 million coins struck marked with a D. Over 79 million coins produced. These were proof coins, with about 2.6 million minted for collectors. But did you know, despite these huge numbers, some of these coins can fetch more than just 50 cents in the market? Especially in circulated condition. The coin features the left-facing profile of John F. Kennedy on the obverse, designed by Gilroy Roberts. The reverse shows the presidential seal, designed by Frank Gasparo, with a heraldic eagle, olive branch, arrows, and 50 stars. Made of 75% copper and 25% nickel, these coins are known as clad coins. No silver here. The U.S. had already removed silver from circulation coins back in 1971. Now to the question on everyone's mind. How much is a 1974 Kennedy half-dollar worth today if it has been circulated? In average circulated condition, most 1974 half-dollars are worth between 50 cents to $1.50 USD. That's right, not a fortune, but definitely more than face value in many cases. But wait. If the coin is in better condition, say, extra fine, XF, or almost uncirculated, AU, the price can go up to $2 or more. And if it's in uncirculated condition, MS 60 to MS 65, values range between $3 and $10, depending on luster, strike quality, and the presence of any mint errors. Collectors also go crazy over mint errors and die varieties. While the 1974 Kennedy half doesn't have major known varieties like the 1974 D double die, any coin with striking issues, like off-center strikes, broad strikes, or die cracks, can fetch a premium. These rare error coins could be worth $20, $50, or even over $100 depending on the severity and demand. Let's not forget the 1974 S-proof Kennedy half-dollar. These were specially struck for collectors and have a deep mirror-like finish. In today's market, a 1974 S-proof coin in original condition is usually worth around $4 to $6. But if it's graded PR 69 or PR 70 by a professional grading company like PCGS or NGC, prices can climb up to $20 or more. So, is the 1974 Kennedy half-dollar a rare coin? Not exactly. It's fairly common. But its historical significance, classic design, and occasional error make it a must-have for new collectors. If you have one in decent condition, hold on to it. If it's a proof or has an error, get it appraised or graded. It might be worth more than you think. To truly understand the 1974 Kennedy half-dollar, we need to rewind the clock to the early 1960s, a time of both hope and heartbreak in American history. After President John F. Kennedy was assassinated in November 1963, there was a national outpouring of grief. In a matter of days, the U.S. Mint and the Treasury Department moved swiftly to honor his legacy. A decision was made to replace the Franklin half-dollar with a new coin featuring Kennedy's portrait. The first Kennedy half-dollar was released in 1964, struck in 90% silver, and it quickly became a symbol of respect and remembrance. Millions were hoarded by the public, not just as currency, but as keepsakes. In 1971, due to rising silver prices and hoarding issues, the U.S. Mint removed silver entirely from the half-dollar, switching to a copper-nickel clad composition, the same material used for quarters and dimes. By 1974, the Kennedy half-dollar had become a familiar piece of American pocket change, though its use in daily transactions was already starting to decline. In 1974, the Mint produced over 280 million Kennedy half-dollars across three facilities: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. It was one of the highest mintage years for the coin, especially as the government tried to keep coins in circulation. But despite the large production, half-dollars were becoming less common in everyday life. They were rarely used in vending machines, and fewer businesses gave them out as change. The 1970s were a time of economic uncertainty, with inflation and rising coinage costs. Many Kennedy half-dollars from the early to mid-1970s, including the 1974 issue, were kept in drawers or coin albums by Americans who believed they might increase in value. This mindset turned the Kennedy half-dollar into more of a collector's item than a circulating coin, even if the 1974 version wasn't rare by mintage. One interesting note. Just a year after the 1974 issue, the U.S. Mint would introduce the 1976 bicentennial half-dollar, with a new reverse design celebrating 200 years of American independence. The 1974 coin marked the end of an era. One last issue of the standard Kennedy design before the bicentennial overhaul. Did you know that the Kennedy half-dollar is one of the few U.S. coins that has never featured a full date run in general circulation? Several years, like 1970 and many years in the 1980s and beyond, were made only for collectors or in mint sets. A symbol of tribute to a beloved president, part of the non-silver era of half-dollars minted in large quantities, but often saved or set aside, still affordable and available to new collectors today, a predecessor to the bicentennial redesign that followed in 1976. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Yamara for more amazing coin stories and values. Got a coin you want us to feature? Drop it in the comments below. Until next time, happy collecting, and keep checking your change. Who knows? That old coin might just make you rich.